spot where we talk about the stories that have everybody talking.
And we are joined today by Susie Falk from the Falk Group Public Relations, and Jeff Wagner is back. President Obama is urging lawmakers to stop an expected increase in student loan debt interest rates. On July 1st, it could go up to 6.8%. Student loans are the leading cause of debt in the U.S. Some experts say it is the reason young people are unable to buy cars and houses, giving back to the economy. Is this whole thing getting out of control?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is a huge problem. Now, I don't know that the answer is pandering to the younger voters and saying, okay, we're going to let you out of your obligations easier. But this is a huge mess. I mean, people are staying in college longer. I see young people coming out of, for example, graduate schools. People are in debt $100,000 to $150,000 to $200,000. The job market's lousy. It's a huge issue. But, I mean, at the same time, how do you pay for this if you let people default on their loans?
Yeah, that's right. You know, I think 7 million students are impacted by this, or young people, if you will, and so there's a lot at stake here, and Obama has a lot of potential voters that he's courting as well, and so is Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney is in favor of extending this lower interest rate than the 6.8% for an indefinite period of time, but you know, that's a lot of money for these kids, and unfortunately, like it's a statistic, 52% of these newly graduated kids with bachelor's degrees are either unemployed or underemployed, and so you need to give them something, and if it's more money to pay back to the government, you're not going to win over that vote.
Well, Susie, let me climb up on my soapbox for just a minute, because my big beef here is with the universities, and in particular like law schools and medical schools and stuff. I think they need to be required to be much more honest as a condition of these student loans being issued with the potential graduates and the students about what the real job market is like, so kids can make an informed decision. I mean, everybody says, oh, the job market's crummy now. Here, I'll hang out in college for a few years, or I'll go to law school, and then they get further and further in debt, and they come out and there's no jobs. We're not doing them a favor, but the universities make money by everybody that enrolls, or the law schools.
Yeah, they're fudging a little bit on their placement numbers.
Yeah.
Right. Let's bring it back to the question. Do we extend the current rates, or do we let them go up?
I think you have to extend the current rates.
I think you have to extend the current rates short term. I mean, just like we extended unemployment benefits short term. Long term, I don't know how you pay for it long term, but short term, I have no problem with it.
At least through November, right?
Well, and let's just hope that, you know, the jobs open up so these kids can be employed.
I hope so. It's so sad.
That's the answer.
That's right. Yep. So many of my friends are getting masters and PhDs because they don't know what else to do.
So they're getting further in debt while they're doing that.
They're getting smarter.
Yeah.
All right, more topics to come, including Hugh Hefner. He says there's a war on sex being waged in America right now.
Who the Playboy founder says is leading the charge and how he's trying to fight back.
20 WTMJ. And
Woodstock.
Jeff, I wish you'd been in studio with us for the discussion during the last commercial break about this next topic. So conservatives have had a lot to say recently about birth control and women's health issues. Now Hugh Hefner is weighing in on this. He's mad, says all the conservatives have to stop pounding on America's bedroom door. The Playboy founder has also penned an editorial called The War Against Sex. Question: is Hugh Hefner a good spokesperson for women's rights?
Okay, let's be
Susie,
real clear.
you want me to go first? Can you get your voice?
Hugh Hefner,
I was all alone in here, Jeff.
Hugh Hefner lecturing anybody about women's rights is sort of like Paris Hilton lecturing people about chastity, or Kim Kardashian giving marital advice. I mean, come on. Pot, kettle, that's what you got going on there.
He's objectified a few women over the years.
You think?
You know, I try to always look for the good in a situation, and he does have a foundation that is supporting women's right to choose and providing access to abortions where and when necessary. So I think that there's a foundation that's doing some good. He kind of creeps me out, though, and preparing for this talk today, boy, I saw some articles that I kind of wish I hadn't come across. He's a bit of a pig.
There is one women's rights group that is saying thanks but no thanks, because honestly, you're a collector of females, and we don't feel that you are the best face on our issue.
Well, I think I speak for Steve and I. We really don't have that perspective, because our only contact with the magazine was reading the articles, right, Steve?
Yes.
You've read articles?
You know, the guy does. I wish people would read it, though. I mean, he does make some good points, and we do need this to be. Women need to be engaged in the debate and the election, and look at the candidates that are going to do the right thing.
If anything,
for us.
he's getting more attention. Hugh Hefner is getting more attention toward this issue in the candidates.
Just throwing this out there, doesn't Hugh Hefner deserve some credit for the sexual revolution of the 60s, which made women feel much more confident about themselves as a result of...
I think people have granted him that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think he's done some good. He's just kind of creeping me out these last few years.
Let's go to our third topic. We have a third topic.
If you'd only been here during commercial.
Well, no, whatever I'd say would just get me in trouble.
Okay,
so let's
right.
go on to
Moving
topic
on.
3.
Young girls are becoming internet sensations because they resemble living dolls.
This tutorial is going to show you how to look like the perfect plastic Barbie doll.
The voice even sounds like Barbie. This tutorial shows young women how to do their makeup, but some women are reportedly even going as far as extreme plastic surgery to look fake. The trend has been around in Asia for a long time, but is going global now. Why is this gaining popularity? I mean, I get the makeup. We've had a lot of bad makeup trends, like the 80s with all the blue eyeshadow, but makeup you can wipe off and start over and learn your lesson. But the extreme plastic surgery, that's where you are.
Maybe they're trying to get an invitation to Hugh's mansion. I mean, if you look at who he's dating, it's these women that, are shaped like this. And, I don't know. The Barbie concept, though, is an odd one. I was raised on Barbies. Thank God for Cabbage Patch Kids. We don't need to strive to this really unrealistic form of beauty. And there are some, I don't want to call them freaky women out there, but there are some, and we talked about one a year ago, who had all these surgeries to get the proportions of Barbie, and you know what? It's
I don't know that it's necessarily attractive. It's very unnatural.
Maybe they are just looking for some
Here's
press.
the bottom line of all this. Real men don't sleep with Barbies. That's just the bottom line. If nothing else, because they'd be afraid that Ken might show up and get upset. So real men don't sleep with Barbies, period.
Huh.
Jeff, I promise you, we will have a baseball topic sometime this week to make up for what you and I have had to go through the past.
I got to tell you.
Steve's been pulling at his collar. He's like,
okay, but I tell you, that's just from a guy's perspective. Now, Steve, maybe you have a different. That's a creepy look. I mean, you kind of look at that and you go,
I don't get it. I don't get it. A lot of things I don't get, but I don't get that. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't get it.